need y'all to work with me here because I just got done working and I thought I was going to record this earlier, but I need to record it today because of my productiveness. Just bear with me. Oh, my hands are so ashy. Hello, hi everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing well. My name is Crystal and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be unpacking 2023 and doing a final farewell to the year in general. It's 2024, y'all. I am excited for this new year and I just wanted to make a video basically unpacking everything that happened for me on the New Year's. Not even on the New Year's, what? It's 2024, y'all, and it's time for me to nip that energy from 2023 in the bud. I decided to make this video recapping my 2023 experience, and we're going to talk about the positives, some of the negatives, some things that I've learned, because I've learned a lot from last year. So, yeah. Firstly, we're going to start off with the positives. So this year, I explored a lot of new places. One of my favorite things to explore favorite place to explore was the Great Sand Dunes. I went there before I moved back here to the south. I went to the Great Sand Dunes and it was beautiful. Like to say it was gorgeous. And I also went to Kansas City for the first time and we went and visited my cousin. So I went to 2 new places that I had never explored. In Kansas City, my shit got robbed. So this year I got to spend more time with my family. Of course, went to the beach. Like my family makes it basically a tradition to go to the beach. I got to actually spend the holidays with my family this year, which was very nice, even though everyone was sick. We still got to spend time together. I also had some really cool road trips as well. I always appreciate a good road trip going through the United States and just kind of seeing how big this place is because it's huge. Like literally it's so big and it was fun. So also I got me a form of transportation, which it's just my car from when I was in high school. Basically it's better than nothing, so I'll accept it. The aim is to get a new car. That's the goal for this year, is to get a new car. I appreciate the car that I have, so I actually have some kind of form of transportation, so that makes me a little happier. Also, I live in Georgia, so I feel like that's also a positive. I am so grateful for my cousin for letting me live here. Georgia is one of my second homes, so I'm not in Alabama just kind of wasting away with terrible internet. At least I can say that. Also, I started to post more on this channel. Well, not on this one. I started to post more on my other channel. So by the end of 2018, I had 18 videos on my simming channel, which I think you all should go check out. It's actually not a simming channel. It's more towards gaming, but I only play The Sims on there right now because that's the only game I'm really interested in playing right now because I am a simmer. I've been a simmer for 20 years. But yeah, I've gotten the confidence to like post more and to be more on social media and stuff like that. Not even on social media in general, just I guess like on YouTube and doing something that I know I would love to do. So that's a positive as well. I see a big change in my confidence, but that's also, I'm going to expand on that just a second. I don't know if there's any more positives this year. I'm trying to figure out more positives this year. This year was very sorry, not this year. We're in 2024 Western time. 2023 was a very interesting year. So last year, I think that was all from last year that was positive. And I think this goes for everybody. 2023 was a shit show. Are we gonna just ignore it? Okay, so I'm gonna talk about basically what I struggled with the most. Yeah, let's go into that. The first thing I struggled with, and I think the biggest con of this year, and I think it was for a lot of people, was my finances were awful. I didn't have employment for like 5 months. I was broke. I was so broke. I was not able to pay bills. I was not able to take care of myself. I was not able to pay for food. I'm just now catching up to all my bills because I feel like I'm in a different mindset. But I still ain't paid my student loans, and hell, I'm probably never gonna pay those back at this point. Like, they can kick rocks with that. They're just gonna have to accept that loss for a lot of people at this point. That was my biggest con of 2023, and I'm just, looking back at it, it was very upsetting. Also, I spent the whole year trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Like, literally, I don't know what the plan is. I didn't know what the plan is. I still kind of don't know, but I've come to the conclusion that, no one really knows what they are going to do in life. It took me so long to figure out any kind of career path. I didn't know any kind of thing that I really wanted to do. I know like I want to do YouTube, but you can't really start off full time with YouTube. You kind of have to gradually go into it. And I feel like now it's different, but definitely the whole time last year I was trying to figure out what can I do to get a full-time job, to get benefits, to sustain myself and not be in such a down state all the time. Also, another thing that was a struggle for me was I was in a super depressive state. I was out of it. I don't know how I'm kind of functioning now, but I basically spent that time as well trying to figure out what was wrong with me, like why I wasn't functioning, why I was so unorganized, why things that I did were off. And that's something I'm still trying to figure out. Like this year, I'm definitely gonna go to therapy. Basically, I was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with me. I think I am who I am, but it's definitely not like standard. But this year, I honestly feel like the year 2023 was like my silent get your shit together mentally era. Like it was, I definitely did a lot of shadow work. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of stress. It was a lot of anxiety. It was a lot of overthinking. It was a lot of not being mentally okay. It was a lot. It was not ideal, but like I honestly feel like God puts me into these positions to help me grow. And I think that was what this was, and that this year happened for a reason. It's kind of like 2021, where 2021 for me was one of my worst years of my life. This year was definitely like a turmoil in a different way. Last year, I think my biggest turmoil was me being overworked, and then also me feeling so lonely and having fears of death, being such a hypochondriac and constantly thinking that. And this year was kind of like me learning from that. Like, I feel like this year was me learning a lot from the things I used to do. One thing I've realized is that I kind of just let people run over me. It's a people pleaser in me. I really want everybody to be as comfortable as possible. I hate seeing misery. I don't like to be in situations where people aren't comfortable. So I kind of like make myself uncomfortable to make others uncomfortable. And it's something that I thought I had worked on a long time ago. But I realized that like I just let people kind of like mow over me, and it was not good. When I realized it, I started to like think of my childhood. I'm like, I would be friends with the kids that other people would run away from. Like, for instance, we had a cousin. He was literally the devil incarnate, and he was my best friend. I was always with him. He used to do some scandalous stuff, and I would still hang out with him. And I realized from a very young age, like, I've always been like that, and it's something that I'm going to have to just work on. I have to work on the people who I attract in my life and stop attracting those same people and start attracting what I know I deserve. I realized, like I said earlier, that I was living a life of distress. I was living a life of distortion. I was living in distortion. Yes, I was living in distress. I was constantly stressed out. I was constantly sad. And you know why I was constantly sad? It's because I was unorganized as a motherfucker. I didn't understand how important it was for me to be organized and to know where things are and to have a system. And I've spent most of my life not having a system at all. I wouldn't be able to find anything because everything was everywhere else but in that spot. And so I would be depressed and I would be stressed out. It would take me 20 extra minutes to leave the house, and it's because I wouldn't have nothing set up. I wouldn't have a system in place. I wouldn't have anything organized. And like I said about living in clutter and all that stuff, I'm just going to say it again. I feel like something else is afoot, but we're not going to figure it out until I get properly diagnosed with it. But conscious effort to try to help me out on that. But yeah, there's something I realized too, is that I was like constantly depressed from that like feeling of basically feeling like I was super pathetic because I couldn't keep myself organized. And that was even in my brain too. I was skipping practices, like spiritual practices like journaling, meditating, and like yoga and all the stuff that like calms my brain down and like recenters everything to where it's not, my brain's not like and it's more like hyper focus. And that's the stuff that would usually help me out, and I wasn't doing that. And so I wasn't doing it because of my clutter and disorganization, because my area was a mess, so obviously I can't figure out shit. Another thing I realized is that I was very dependent on a lot of people this year, like a lot of people, and that is something that made me feel like shit as well. I felt awful about it because I have always been super independent, and it caused me a lot of stress living in Colorado because I was working 2 jobs constantly and I was doing everything on my own, but I was constantly stressed out and I refused to have anybody help me, and it kind of set me up for this kind of failure now because I could have accepted help with moving, I could have accepted help with my car situation, and it was just a lot, and I just didn't really accept the help because I was very hyper independent. This year very much humbled me because I was forced to get help. I was forced to let people in to help me. I was forced to receive the help that I needed instead of me, like, because there's nothing I could do. There is nothing that I could do in the situation, and people were offering me help, but it still made me feel like I was a loser. It made me feel pathetic because it's like last year I could have did this. I could have paid for all this. I could have and I'm in 2022. There was a lot of stuff that I feel like I could have done, and I just couldn't do it this year, and I needed the help. And so I'm grateful that I got the help, and I feel like God just was like, hey, I'm gonna put you in a situation where you're gonna be forced to receive that help, and I can't. By the end of the year, I started to see like a major shift. Okay, so by the end of 2023, right? I feel like I kind of reversed some of my patterns that I had learned in 2021. Like 2021, I went through a whole spiritual journey, and I learned a lot of patterns that I thought were progressive in my life, and I realized that some of those patterns were just not healthy, and they were actually quite toxic and to me as a person. And I've learned to break some of those patterns in 2021. Like, one of the things that I've broken is, like I said earlier, not feeling ashamed about getting help. Like, I shouldn't feel bad for receiving help. It's so long for me to understand that. And I mean, until the end, maybe the last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, it literally took so long for me to feel I shouldn't feel bad for being a human, because humans sometimes need help, and I shouldn't feel bad for that. Another thing that kind of I've learned from 2023 is that I'm not gonna take shit from anyone, because who are you? Literally, if I don't like a person, if I don't like a situation, if I don't like a conversation, it's my choice to leave and say, nah, we're not doing this, and just go away. It is absolutely my choice. I don't have to sit there and defend my choice or my decisions or my conversation. I don't even have to defend why I'm saying no to the thing, because no is a statement. And I don't have to sit here and accept buffoonery. I don't have to be in buffoonery. And so that was very exhilarating. And also that goes for people who have offset stuff to say about me and whatever I do. Who are you? For real. I just don't understand it. You're not me. And how are you going to tell me what is best for me? I'm sorry. Let me reword that, because there are people that are looking out for the best of me and best for me and telling me things to help me out. So it's not like that. I mean, people who are coming from it from a negative opinion about me. It's people who don't know who I am and coming in it from a negative opinion about me, trying to tell me something that I want to do in my life. Like, no, I don't have time for that. It's 2024. I'll turn 25 this year. I don't have time for that energy. Like, no, I'm grown. Like, I'm legit grown. Like, I'm about to be 30. I'm closer to 30 than I'm 20. Like, just we're not doing that, okay? Also, like, I realized that I need to stop procrastinating when it comes to my spiritual shit. Like, I need to remember that my spiritual practices are very important, and they help me regulate, and they help me stay regulated, and I need that regulation in my life. I need mental health, but that regulation is kind of the mental health that I need. So yeah, I just have to, it's basically consistency. So that's the things that I've learned from 2023, and let's get into the things that I'm going to do in 2024. The things I'm doing in 2024 are going to basically be based off of the lessons that I learned last year. So for 2024, this year, I say we as in me. So for 2024 this year, I am doing a productivity and self-development era. Like, basically, I call it my loving, productive, sexy era. It's for me. It's for me. And basically, I'm starting off with becoming more productive and becoming more organized with my productivity. What I'm doing to do that and sustain that kind of thing is, one, I am waking up early in the morning. I know people don't like to hear that. I am trying to make sure that I have enough time to have that time to myself before I go to work. It's very important for me to have that time for myself. I've been waking up early in the morning, journaling, yoga, make sure I have my breakfast in the morning, because I cannot deal without breakfast in the morning. I just want to have that time to myself for an hour, and it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I've achieved something, and that is something that I love. I love that feeling of achievement. It brings like a spark to my life, and it continues throughout the day. And so I don't feel like I am a slave to my work, and I also get that time to already knock out something and already have it nipped in the bud, so I don't have to worry about it later on. And in order to wake up early in the morning, I have to go to sleep at night. So I have like my set timers, and I have to follow those because I need sleep. If I do not get at least 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, trying to be realistic here, I am an adult. If I don't get 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, I literally cannot function. Which I say that, but last night I only got like 4.5 hours of sleep, and I'm functioning okay. But I was off this morning. Like, I was supposed to record this video before I went to work. It's nighttime, bitch, and I'm back. So we're working on it, but we still got it done. But yeah, like, I need my sleep at night. I need to be able to wake up with the sun and wake up like, you know, those little Disney movies where they're like, and the little birds are chirping and the music's playing. Like, I need to do that. I need to be in that era, you know? And so if I don't do that, then it makes me feel awful throughout the day, and I'm not trying to feel like that. So I'm getting my sleep at night, and I'm waking up early in the morning. Also, like I said earlier, I'm trying to be super organized with everything that I do in my life. That includes where I put my clothes at. That includes where I put all my makeup, my stuff on my computer. I'm trying to organize my life, and I want to be able to organize everything in it so that I know where everything is coming and going. So like I said, that includes like all of my physical items, all my mental items in my head, even like budgeting and also my time, because I have a problem with my time. It's really hard for me to navigate that, and I'm trying to work on being able to manage my time to where I can do everything and still get that time of rest in. So yeah, I'm going to be basically micromanaging my whole life, and I feel like it's worked out so far. My room isn't in shambles. I put up everything after I use it, because I realized that the best way to organize everything physically is by just putting everything away after you use it or while you're using it or anything like that. Mentally, the best way to organize my life is by journaling. Write all that out so I don't have to think about it. Also, like financially, budgeting, like I said, like budgeting is something that I used to do like really good, actually. That's how I was able to sustain living in Colorado with a $1,500 rent and only making $40,000 in the year. And the way that I'm going to keep up with every single thing is by my Notion page, which I am actually working on. I am only about 25% done with all of it, but like I've basically gotten a good standard for my YouTube for this main channel, and I'm working on the second channel for the Notion page. I'm actually reading a script that I wrote for this video on my Notion page. I'm proud of myself at this point. But I also do plan on doing a vision board. I realized that doing an overall vision board for like the next 20 years is very unrealistic. So I'm going to start doing yearly vision boards. I am doing a yearly vision board and calendars every month. So every month of this year, it's a new calendar, and that's going to include my YouTube schedule, my spiritual shit schedule, and my budgeting schedule, what I can do to like everything that I've spent. I want to be able to keep up with all of that, and taking the time out to like get back on this page and make sure I keep everything organized. So that's the goal, and I feel confident in myself. I feel like this year is going to be very different, and I feel loved. I feel like this year is very much me getting my shit together and loving myself and attracting that same love that I give to people. And I'm done like pondering and shit. Like, that's just like a small side note. I'm done pondering over stupid shit that I can't control no more. Like, I have anxiety. I kind of know I have anxiety, but like I'm so done with it. Like, I'm so done with thinking about shit that I really can't control and pondering over shit. I'm ready to see the growth that we have. I'm ready to see the growth on the channel as well, if you all are interested in joining me. And let me know what era y'all are in. I honestly got that idea, like the era thing. I watched this girl, and I think it popped up in my For You for YouTube, and I'll have to just put the video like in the description. But she was like, the first thing you need to do is write down your era. And I'm over here just like, okay. And I just came up with like 3 words. My friend described it as a soft girl era. It might be a soft girl era, but at the same time, I feel like soft girls don't have to deal with the productivity part, so maybe not soft girl, but we'll see. But thank you all for watching this video, especially if you got past all the chaos, like, and if you're still here. I appreciate you all for staying and watching and joining me throughout this journey. Make sure you all are subscribed to my channel if you want to join the Koalaverse, as I call it. We're gonna name the channels that I have the Koalaverse. Also, if you like the games, mostly The Sims right now, you need to go to my other channel, because I have that. So join me on that too. Make sure to like the video, and like I said, comment your era that you are in. Comment your struggles of 2023. See if we can like relate or something. I really want to chat with you all. I hope you all are having a great day or night, whatever it is at the time, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.